Yo, this is nunosox, and I'm gonna talk about something that I assume everyone that play this game online gets irritated by. People call it drifting. I don't know what that word means. I never used it. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. So, yeah, I'm gonna give an example just so we're on the same page. But before that, you notice that there is no gameplay, so you can do whatever you want in the meantime that you're listening to me. And the other thing that I want to say is that the fix for this already existed in older games. To be more specific, Raging Blast 1, 2, and Ultimate Tenkaichi have this. Xenoverse doesn't. I assume because Xenoverse was based to be a team battle game, not a 1v1 game. But yeah, the thing, drifting, yeah, drifting. Um, the example, I was playing against a person, right? It was a C rank or something like that, and it was using a Key Blast human. Yeah, I should make a video about humans too, but basically made the character thin, put 100 points in Key Blast supers, and was using level 5 Key Blast clothing, and I was using a male margin. If you didn't know, the male margin's range is a little bit bigger than other characters, specifically with the first hit of their triangle string and their jump in attack. The boot, I call it like that because it's a reference to something else. Some people will get it, other people won't, but whatever. And I'm trying to hit my opponent with those specific moves, and I can't. Even though my opponent is right in front of me, I can't. That's the thing that I'm talking about. Like the opponent is right next to you, and you press your, attack buttons, your punches and kicks or whatever, and you can't hit them. That is extremely irritating because you know that if you were playing offline, it would work, or you were playing in a better connection, it would also work. There's also a problem with this, is because this game doesn't really have an indication of the quality during the match. Like something that indicates that this game is 3 bars and then now it's 2 bars and now it's 1 bar. That doesn't exist in the game, only in the lobby. But when you're in the lobby, you're not really doing anything. So yeah. And the guy was using was using the standard Key Blast super attacks. And this game has something that I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but there's counter hit in this game. And certain super attacks do more damage when they hit the opponent on counter hit. And my opponent was using one of them, or two, was using Death Beam, which is a counter hit super, and Evil Explosion. I think that's the name of the move. I really like those moves because you have many uses for them, but people mostly use them for one specific reason. But yeah, Evil Explosion, it was mostly using Evil Explosion. That move already does a lot of damage by itself, so me trying to hit my opponent and not being able to makes me wide open to get hit by those super attacks. And then it hits me with something that already does a lot of damage. By being on counter hit, it does even more damage, you know. And the only way that I have to deal damage is by hitting with combos and hitting with the specific uh, super attack. But I didn't really have super attacks that would work like that, like Pearl Flash or something like that. But even that wouldn't do much damage. So basically, I just lost the entire match just trying to hit my opponent. And being incapable of doing that was extremely irritating. And then I played him again, I beat him, and that's actually, it did something funny because he left, he obviously quit, and then when I tried to fight him again, he didn't want to play. Flashbacks from playing Raging Blast 1 and Raging Blast 2 came back to me. That's another problem that the game has. Maybe I should make a video about that too. Um, And the older Dragon Ball games, they have a solution for this. The solution is when you're close to the opponent, the opponent, and including yourself, you guys can't move freely. Let's call it range 1, range 2, and range 3. Range 3 is when you can move freely. If you played older Dragon Ball games, you know what I'm talking about. It's more noticeable in Ultimate Tenkaichi. When you get close to a certain distance, there's a transition that puts you in melee range or close range or whatever the game calls it, and then when you're trying to get away from that range, it calls it far away range or whatever, long range. And in Raging Blast 1 had this, Raging Blast 2 also has this, but in Raging Blast 2 is slightly different. It's heavier. In Raging Blast 1, you can hold the controller in the opposite direction, the analog stick, I'm sorry, and you can press X and you will dash away from the opponent. In Raging Blast 2, you can't do that. If you do that, instead of dashing, you will do a step dash or a dash, a step away from the opponent. And it's up to like 3 steps. Yeah. And Xenoverse, this field, I don't know how to call it, so I just call it a field, it doesn't exist in Xenoverse. I'm thinking if that field existed in Xenoverse, it will be much better. You know, the hit detection wouldn't really be that big of a problem, you know, if you had that specific field. But again, if that field existed, imagine in a team battle how it would be. It would be really bad. So that field should only be in 1v1. This Xenoverse, to me, it's a game that was made for a team battle, not 1v1. But yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, just to give you a heads up, if they put that in Xenoverse 2, good. You know, I hope it fixes the problem, but I don't think it would really fix the problem, because to fix the problem you need that and a better netcode. But the netcode didn't change, I assume. And yeah, I don't think they put that from the videos that I've seen from Xenoverse. But again, the Raging Blast games, they also didn't have this field in the betas or whatever that those builds were, but whatever. If you guys like it, maybe I could talk about something else, or actually leave a comment if you want me to talk about something specifically. But I think I'm going to talk about the ranking system in the next video, because it's something that really needs fixing. Or maybe I could make a video in general. But yeah, if you like the video, do whatever you want. Like, comment, you know what other YouTubers say, right? Do that thing. So, bye.